Namaste, angels. We'll see how this works. I am at my sister's house, and last week I had poor Wi-Fi on the camera that I normally use, so I postponed doing the reading, and by the time I remembered to do it, it was already like Monday night, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? A reading for 3 days, 4 days? So I did not do one last week, but I am back, and I tried to use the Wi-Fi again with my camera and tablet. It was still seemed to be acting up, so I'm using my laptop for the first time for a recording of this type. I usually only do like Zoom meetings and stuff on my laptop. I've never done this before. So we'll see how it goes. I am here with no makeup, and I forgot to put my rollers in last night. We celebrated my sister's retirement, and so we were drinking and stuff, and I came home, and when I laid down, I went to sleep, and I never put my rollers in my hair. So it's pretty dead and lifeless, and like I said, I have no makeup on or anything, but we're gonna make it do what it do. All of it is gonna do what it do. All right, here we go. I may have to pause every now and again. I just did because something was going on here at the house. Also, my cards are in my bonnet. Don't ask. I have like 5 decks of cards in my bonnet because my niece had me doing readings for people. And I had just like taken everything downstairs in my bonnet, which might have contributed to why I didn't curl my hair. I don't know. In any case, here we go. I don't have the dice. Right now, I'm just looking to the bonnet to pick some cards for this week. I'm not looking at them. All right, the card that will most directly be representing us this week is ooh, the Ace of Cups. So, if this has to do with your love and relationships, this can be about brand new love, or perhaps the birth of a baby, or reconciliation, right? At least the energetic part of that, right? The energetic connection, people coming back together could be happening this week with this Ace of Cups. Alternative meanings, if it has nothing to do with that, can be about some sort of spiritual insight, awakening, your psychic awareness being heightened, greatened over this period, which could very easily make sense because we actually have a full moon occurring this week on the 7th in the sign of Virgo. So, the moon, of course, very feminine energy, very psychic energy. And whenever we have one of these transits, it intends to increase our psychic awareness. Also, at the same time, as a matter of fact, the same day, we have a transit that I spoke of previously. But here's what I did when I spoke of it previously. I talked about Saturn entering Aquarius, which is true. It's totally factual. It's just not occurring in the Western astrology. That is from Vedic astrology. In Western astrology, on the same day, Saturn is entering Pisces. So that could be another reason why we're having heightened awareness and psychic ability, um, more vivid dreams, and getting messages in our dreams, even if we're not used to them, some of which we may need to have interpreted by somebody else because they don't all dreams aren't always literal. As a matter of fact, they're often not literal. So you may want to get some assistance if you awaken and feel like you don't know what your dream is about. Definitely write it down, right, when you have it, um, so that you don't forget any important details or details that may be important later when you're trying to figure out what the dream was actually about. Also, this could be about, other new things in your life, new home, new job, whatever it is, it brings you emotional fulfillment. Your cup runneth over, as they say in the scriptures. We'll get back to this card maybe. Just realize it's kind of like we don't have any surrounding energy this week, but oh well. I mean, or overall energy. Oh well, I'm sorry. Um, we do have surrounding energy, and it is the Three of Cups. So we could be meeting somebody new. If again, it has to do with love and relationship. We could be meeting somebody new at some sort of event. If you get invited to an event, you should go. If you haven't been social lately, you've been in your house and maybe hard at work, right? You're focused on your coins, your pentacles and stuff. This is a time for you to, break away from that even you deserve to have a little fun every now and then, and you should be getting out and being social. It can also be about some sort of family gathering or gathering between friends. Whatever the opportunity is for you to be social, you should take it. If someone invites you to an event and you at all are able to attend, accept the invitation and go. Okay? All right. So we started out with cups and more cups. Ace of Cups and now the Three of Cups in our surrounding energy. So things involving our friends, our closest friends, right? Seventh house type relationships, closest one type relationships. So BFFs, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, coworkers, parents, children. Things happen at our work, right, where we spend the most of our time and stuff like that. It could also be some sort of good news or cause for celebration in your surrounding energy. So, like my niece got a new job, for example. So that could be me celebrating that. Like I said, my sister retired after 22 years. I also was at my previous job, my job for other people for 22 years. That's interesting. You know what? A whole bunch of stuff is interesting. Me and my sister grew up in separate states. We are full-blooded sisters. We're the same mother and father. Like we're not half siblings or anything like that. We just grew up apart. So she grew up in South Carolina and I grew up in New York. But we have the same bedroom furniture, except mine is queen size, as hers is king. She has these, I think they're Nikes, but they have like snake print. I have snake print Converse. Um, her house is white, blue, and gray. My house is white, blue, and gray. And like we don't talk to each other about this stuff. It's so interesting. We're not twins. We're 4 years apart. She's 4 years older than me, but we have all these things in common. Like we're like this. Like our kids say we're the same person. Anyway, getting back to this. So celebrating something that is, important, monumental. And this could be also reunion, right? Reunion with somebody close to you. Again, whether it's a BFF or a romantic interest, right? A boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife with whom you had been estranged or in separation. This could be reconciliation, especially with our overall energy or in consideration of our overall energy of the Ace of Cups as well. These two cards are from two different decks, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and mention. So we, potentially can see another Ace of Cups and another Three of Cups. This one is from before the tarot. This one's from after the tarot. Or since the backs were to you, the Three of Cups is from before the tarot, and the Ace of Cups is from after the tarot. All right. Work and finance. Pulling another one out without looking from the bonnet. All right. Oh, yikes. Devil. Not a good week to gamble or to spend recklessly in any way. Um, in fact, you may feel very much bound to like your job and like people control you. Like you have no options. You may I'm not saying you don't have any options, but you may feel that way this week. Like you are restricted to whatever means of income you have. If you're a student and you're sort of day to day living on student loans and grants and stuff, but occasionally you get a side gig, um, maybe this week there's no side gigs. Or if you do have one, you can't afford to tell the people to go F themselves, because you got your student loans and your grants, you need that side gig as well. Like we're sort of restricted and chained to our means of income this week for whatever reason. Also, again, to our spending habits, like it's a week to be careful. And if it has to do with a relationship, I'd say it doesn't have to do with the relationship that we're talking about, with the same relationship as the Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups, but with any threes. Especially those of you who've been watching me for a long time, you know that my feeling is that any three can represent some sort of party of three, and maybe in terms of love and relationship, like a marriage between one or both parties, in terms of the masculine and feminine, one could be married to another person. Either one of them or both could be married to another person or something, and maybe somebody's getting divorced. Or they're both getting divorced. And so this devil would be showing up between like that now toxic, dissolving relationship, that there's some sort of um, issue going on there. Maybe they're trying to split their property or something like that. Actually, also, I want to say if you, it might not be this week, well, probably will be this week. Things could start to feel tighter than usual in your financial situation. Like you got to tighten your purse strings, as they say. If you need some sort of financial help, try not to feel like embarrassed or whatever to ask for it. Whether that means like you need somebody to loan you money or you need advice from some sort of financial advisor. Don't be afraid to do either of those things. Also, as I mentioned, in terms of work, you may feel like you have no options. But some of us really do want and need options. We really are considering leaving our job because it's making us miserable. And for those people, I should mention that what you need to do is to decide whether or not your unhappiness is worth like the money you're earning and what you're dealing with at whatever your job is in order to earn it. And if it is, then again, as I mentioned before, you are going to have to, mind your P's and Q's, um, and make sure that, you're completely conforming to whomever you and whatever your employer is and means of employment is, at least this week. If you decide, you know what, my happiness is worth more than this, I got to get out of this place and I got to get out soon, then you should start to put out feelers. Like you should start to send out your resume. And I'm sorry, my phone is going off so much. I'm very popular. No, thank you, but I guess I am. Anyway, you should start to put out feelers, like send out your resume, maybe again talk to somebody that, like, if you have a friend in a position to hire you or to help you network or put in a good word for you, write a recommendation for you, vouch for you in some way, give you some sort of advice, don't be afraid to ask for that either. I mean, even though it's not like a material thing, this is still the type of thing that we may be wanting to seek help with, and again, not to be embarrassed or ashamed of it. I needed help with, since I'm not home, right? Um, some of you may know that I hold an elected office in the city of New York. Um, and this week we have to, like basically do some campaigning. This weekend is a big weekend in campaigning. Whether I held an elected office or not, it would be a big weekend, like for the people that I support, right? We have in New York City, we have our council people running for office this June, or June is the primary, and things like that. So this is the week that we start the campaign. It was the kickoff, and I'm not there to kick anything off for myself or for my friends. Um, but I called my cousin who has always been a tremendous support of me. And even though we haven't hung out or anything in a few years, the last time I saw her was at her sister's 50th birthday party, but even that was like 4 years ago, I think. So I say all this to say, I had to call her and say, like, can you do me a favor, even though she's not somebody I speak to every day, and not be like afraid to do it. And anyway, she said yes, and she's doing it right now for me on my behalf. So that kind of thing also you may need to do. And so I talked about everything about finances, right? I talked about tightening your purse strings and stuff. Yes. I think I also want to pull, so I'm going to have to try to peek a little bit. Or maybe I'll just pull them all out. So let's say pull one of these for extra advice as to what that devil might be about. When it's the devil or what, and look what we got. We got toil and labor. So again, this is about working hard, and maybe even feeling like kind of like a slave, and like again, like you have no options. But that's the kind of week it is. And then I got main female on that. All right. So maybe particularly the divine feminine in this case might be who was experiencing this tightening of her purse strings. And again, that could potentially be like I was mentioning, like divorce and stuff, or it doesn't have to be divorce. It could be some other kind of issue, maybe legal issue, family court, whatever. I know this week, at least in the United States, sorry, my bangs are all over the place, and I can like, when you can see hair out the corner of your eye, and it's disturbing. So yeah, I apologize. Um, in the United States, so it won't affect my viewers internationally, but in the United States, we have this thing where this week or this month, maybe both, they're stopping food stamps for some people or reducing food stamps for some people or both. I think some people are being cut off altogether from what I saw in the news, and then for other people, it's being reduced. So it may be something like that, like you're used to um, getting additional assistance maybe for your family with your meals, and that's not happening this week. Um, but I was saying also it could be something like a divorce. So maybe because you're splitting property or you're losing the primary breadwinner in your family. Or maybe also could have been from some sort of illness or even death. For some reason, you've lost like a means of financial support, whether it's the primary breadwinner or somebody else that used to help you. Um, I'm just looking at the card because that's how I'm getting more stuff from it. Just so you guys know, like, why are her eyes wandering? That's I'm looking at the card. Um, she's got this rose in her hand. So the main female, I'm being drawn to that too. Roses represent the month of June. June could be a much better week. Much better month for you. In fact, the other card that fell out, it was three in total, was sudden wealth. So if you keep your head up, keep yourself in, stay in stride, as they say, remain positive, keep your thoughts positive, and the words that you speak up yourself positive. And it looks like, this is just like a rough patch, and everything's going to be okay. I know a lot of women, I guess men too, because they feel like they more often have to give away half their shit, right? But a lot of women are afraid of things like divorce or other kinds of loss, to even retirement, like my sister retired, because it's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get money if I need? And um, everybody's not going to be able to do this. I kind of think everybody should be able to do this. Like everybody's meant to be able to do this, like to show the universe that they really trust it. Um, but I've mentioned many times that I didn't care what was going to happen in terms of money or work or whatever. Like I don't know, my material possessions or anything. Just me and my kids. I wanted so badly to not be married anymore. It wasn't even funny. And without a plan, I would just get me out of this marriage. Like I just knew the universe was gonna take care of it, and it did. And like I was saying, I think we're all meant to reach that point where we trust the universe or God that much. Um, that we're willing to take those kind of risks, but I know it's easier said than done. Anyway, at the bottom of the deck, since I did pull this deck out, is the Lovers and Mature Man from whatever behind the Lovers. So that may mean something for somebody. Also, House is next, followed by Mature Woman, followed by Main Male, followed by Poverty. And the next card is Concern. So all of these sort of sound like what I was just, at least one of the scenarios that I was potentially describing a moment ago. What's behind Concern? Distant horizons. Yeah. So maybe like I said, like by like June, especially with the Lovers also coming out. It's card number 15. 1 plus 5 also equals 6, which is June as well. And the Lovers represents the sign of Gemini. Um, Gemini, which starts May 21st and goes through June 21st. Yeah. So yeah, more June, more 6. So that was clarifying the devil. Just to recap, we ended up with toil and labor, main female, and sudden wealth. All right. So that was work and finance. Now we need love. Which deck did I pull that from? After the tarot. So let's go for before the tarot. And we got, well, I went to reach for before the tarot, and I reached for one of the other oracle decks by accident, and we got journal. So there may be something that you need to write down, or maybe you want to refer to your journal, refer to a diary. Write, process, contemplate, and understand your sacred journey. This could also be, like I said, about writing down your dreams, whether they are dreams while you're asleep or dreams while you're awake. Whenever they occur, maybe you want to write them down so you can revisit them. Okay, let's try again for a card from the Before the Tarot deck. I did it again. I might as well pull this out. It is hesitation, past heartbreak, broken trust, afraid to move forward. This could relate to what I was just talking about, like being afraid, um, to separate when you need to, because of, or being afraid to move forward with somebody else or on your own because of past heartbreak, because of worrying about money, right? Afraid to move forward. So it's just tied to the devil, I think. All right, here we go again. I see the deck. I believe I'm reaching into it. Yes, here we go. Page of Swords for love and relationship. So this could be communication coming in some form, good, bad, or indifferent. Communication coming in. This is also considered widely as in tarot as like this a card of spying, in terms of not necessarily spying in like a negative way, but somebody like keeping tabs on you, keeping an eye on you, maybe talking to your friends and relatives about you, um, checking you out online, your social media, just trying to see without asking you what's going on in your life. All right, Page of Swords. This may be an actual person, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. It's love and relationship. Maybe specifically a Gemini. Remember all that 6 in June that just came up a moment ago too. Um, Physical health. Hmm. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. This is also like feeling like you don't have any options, like you don't have any choices, or maybe you don't know where to turn in terms of what you're dealing with in your medical situation. Five of Pentacles is a card of at least feeling, so not necessarily actually experiencing, but feeling some sort of lack. Um, Maybe physical abandonment. That could be what's happening with you. You could be feeling like you were abandoned or feeling afraid of being abandoned. And that's causing you to have some sort of stress, right? That's causing you to, um, experience anxiety or also other stressors in your life. So, like what you're dealing with at work, if that's a problem, or maybe the fact that you don't have a job, maybe you're unemployed, right? And you're stressing about that, or underemployed, you're stressing about that. I don't make enough money. I don't make any money. My unemployment ran out. Fired. Whatever. Um, those things could be contributing to a health matter too. Now, more positively, as it relates specifically to your physical health, you may just be experiencing little things, minor things that aren't that big. But again, to the more negative, you're blowing them out of proportion, maybe because of these other stresses in your life. So because you have anxiety and depression and you're upset about other things, then you're making little things that are going on with your health bigger, or you're imagining them as bigger. Um, if you really feel like something's going on, then this card guides us to get checked out, all right? Get evaluated, whatever you think the issue is, and not to use like not having insurance or not having money be an excuse as to why you don't. There are public hospitals. You can go to the emergency room in a public hospital, and if you can't pay the bill, oh well. Right? They're supposed to, accept you anyway and write it off, do whatever they got to do. to get rid of the bill if you can't pay it. Um, there's other kinds of clinics and things that offer different kind of free tests, maybe something specific. So if you're feeling that you may have an STD, for example, you can go to like a Planned Parenthood. If you are in need of an abortion, you can go to like Planned Parenthood. But what people don't know about Planned Parenthood is they also help with women's cancers. So if you're, this is why so many of us fight for it. Right? People that are against it will say like Planned Parenthood is just about abortions. It's not. They handle women's health. Well, some masculine health, male health too, but also specifically women's health issues. They handle it on what they call a sliding scale. So if you've slidden all the way down to the point of I don't have a job and I don't have any money, I don't have any income, then they pay for it for free. That's what Planned Parenthood is about in the real world. So things like uterine cancer, if you think something's going on, even something like maybe like a PCOS, you think that you have some, whatever. You guys get the point, right? If you don't have money, you don't have insurance, there's a way to be checked out for that. You need an emergency contraceptive. There's ways to get a hold on of some of those, without cost as well. What was it recently that I was offered without a cause? Oh, it was weight loss stuff because I'm dealing with this hormone issue. Um, and I look a lot bigger than I actually am on here. But even though I'm not actually this big in real life, I am bigger than I have ever been. And it's due to like hormone changes and issues. So I'm like what they call perimenopausal, for example. I still get my period, as many of you know, but I experience a lot of the other stuff that you may experience when um, have gone through menopause. So that's one thing. And I just got a bunch of stuff. I'm a 9/11 survivor, so there could be some weird stuff going on there. In any case, all of a sudden I started gaining weight. And so, because of my GI issues, the doctor was like, well, we could give you one of those bariatric surgery that will clarify you the fact that you have this gut health problem, but also because of the gut health problem, we probably have to give you like the most serious one of all the surgeries, which doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm not uh, you know an actress on 600-pound life or anything like that. So the most serious of all bariatric surgeries does not make sense for somebody like me. So my doctor was like, well, let's try this medication. Now, normally the medication is $1,000 per injection. I'm still not on it, but anyway, and I'm still going to tell you the story. So, $1,000 per injection, but the manufacturer was offering a coupon where they would only charge $25 per injection or something like that, or per shipment. So even if they send you like 3 months worth, they were only going to charge you $25, even though that would normally be at least $1,000. So I say all that to say there's always some sort of means. You may have to ask somebody. So refer back to the other one about asking like a financial advisor or an expert or what in the area or whatever. You may have to talk to somebody about it, get some advice. But there is a way to do it, even if you feel like you can't afford it. You can afford to take care of yourself always. So now lastly, for spiritual health, oh goodness. We're gonna have to pull clarifiers on this too. But we got the Tower in reverse. This is the Tower in the After the Tarot deck. So this is really, it's something has completely blown up. Now, to our benefit, it's in reverse, so it's not as bad potentially as when it's upright. It's in reverse, but we will pull some clarifiers on this. So let me get that little deck out again to see what this tower may have to do with. I'm going to put the other cards that we looked at from this deck back in it. So that's Sudden Wealth, Main Female, and Twirling Labor. All right. Clarifying the Tower. Why is the Tower here of the spiritual head? Where's the Tower here? Gift. That one I can't see yet. All right. We got two. On the bottom of the deck, we have Community, so it's another card that looks kind of like the Three of Cups. It is card number 39, which also equals 12 or 3. The card I couldn't see is Privileged Lady and Gift. First thing that just popped to me, somebody wants to um, elevate a divine feminine, wants to be able to provide, wants to be able to offer her a gift. Could be like an engagement ring. It could be wanting to marry her or something. But based on the other cards that we've seen, possibly feeling unable to do so for whatever reason. Could be limited, feeling limited by their resources. But again, even with something like this, if you're interested in somebody and they're a genuine person and they genuinely love you, the fact that you can't afford a diamond shouldn't prevent you from uniting, right? There's tattoo rings. You can make your own. You can come up with something, right? Just my parents used to bend silverware to make bracelets. They'd make a bracelet out of a spoon or something by maybe banging it with a hammer, bending it to the shape around the wrist, and they would wear that. It was silver. It was silver jewelry that they made themselves. But you get the idea. There could be a means. Now, also, with this tower in reverse, and these two cards having come out, with community having come out on the bottom. So these are all positive. Gift, privileged lady, community, all positive cards with this tower that's in reverse. So what this tower can be about is a revelation. Perhaps the revelation will be brought on by the increased psychic awareness this week, right? With the Virgo full moon. And the revelation is saying, this person is my soulmate. This person is my divine counterpart. I'm realizing that now. And I want to be able to make them an offer. And I want to be able to provide. So that's the spiritual connection, because it's a spiritually based relationship. So that's why it's showing up here in our spiritual health. Alternatively, new understandings and insights in general could be coming forward for somebody, whether you're masculine or feminine. Also, this card is telling us, as I mentioned earlier, to keep our thoughts super, super positive in terms of our spirituality, and to count our blessings. So that gift card could be talking about our blessings, the things we've already been gifted by, God, by the universe, maybe perhaps through, humans, but ultimately by the universe. We've been gifted these things, and we need to be, show gratitude for them and thanks for them. Even if we don't have something else, we need to be thankful for what we do have. And again, that is also how manifestation works, right? By an attitude of gratitude and positive thoughts. So that's what we're going to want to do. And maybe, as in the other situation where I said, perhaps especially for the divine feminine, this rings true. That may be the case again with this privileged lady that's here. It could be especially the divine feminine, but again, both archetypes, masculine and feminine, could very well experience this time where maybe we can't afford to buy some new wonderful thing that we want, but we do need to remember and connect it to, well, I still got a roof over my head, my refrigerator's full, my kids are happy, we sleep good at night, I'm a good person, like all those kind of things. And that will be what gets us through the week spiritually. But yeah, new insights, new awareness, new understandings, very possibly courtesy of the Virgo full moon. So that's what I have for you. But let's do a little, let's look for a few more advice cards from these oracle decks that I have. Just a couple more, not a lot. So I will put these also back in there, Zach. You can find it. And I wasn't looking for it. I kept pulling these cards out. No. Okay, there we go. So I'm putting hesitation and journal back in. A couple just popped out. Bottom of the deck, I have unawakened. So somebody's going to be going through an awakening, as I mentioned. That's what I'm gathering. But currently unawakened. Um, the card means unaware, 3D, ego, darkness. Your twin flame is not ready yet. So they're experiencing something. Or you're experiencing something. Okay, that's the overall energy. But the cards that came out were balance, yin and yang, darkness and light. So I think it's interesting that both of these cards mention darkness, right? This one says darkness in the description. This one is also talking about darkness and light. So where one is trapped in darkness, as I was saying, I felt like somebody was going to become awakened, even though the card that we ended up with is the overall energy we ended up with is unawakened. I felt like that an awakening would be occurring. I think that this is confirmation of that, because coming into balance here. Yin and yang, darkness and light. Stay centered in your higher self. Also, offer. I said somebody was going to be given a gift, or that somebody wants to give you a gift. Some of us may actually receive a gift this week. Gesture, engagement, wedding. Rejoice in your union. With community, the Three of Cups, the Ace of Cups, there could definitely be a marriage, if not among us ourselves, our close friends, somebody near us. And again, if we're invited, we should go. But that could be what the offer is about. We got Sacred Journey. So it's saying realizing who your soulmate and or twin flame is, realizing that you're on some sort of sacred path and journey. Understand who you truly are. This journey brings self-discovery. So even more so, or more important than learning about somebody else, learning about you. Funny, this kind of car, one of those Facebook games this week, it said that this was my kind of car. It was red, too. That's interesting. And speaking of saying some of us may receive an offer this week, the last card is receive. Open-minded, abundant, ready. It is your time to receive. Very nice. All right, let's see if I have any of the cards from the other deck over here. I do not. So they're all back together. I'll just recap what we had here from the tarot cards. Five of Pentacles was health. Page of Swords was love and relationship. Tower reversed was spiritual health. Devil was work and finance. Ace of Cups is our overall energy, the card that most directly represented us this week. So overall, this was a good week. It's a positive week that involves emotional fulfillment. Even if we are experiencing some things that are more difficult and challenging in life, like a divorce or the loss of a job. And Three of Cups. So there's still reason to celebrate, even if we are experiencing, like I said, some more challenging or difficult times in our life. Those were the cards that we got this week. So, advice now from the Kipper fortune teller cards. Try to get 3 or 4 from here too. As 1 goes 2, 3, 4. The bottom of the deck, I have gifts again. When I started, it was Privileged Lady. Now, community behind gift. So that 3 of Cups type card. Yes, my thumbnail is very short. This was my longest nail. It was like out to here. And then it broke, and it was like down to here. And it broke again, and it was like down to here. And now it's all the way down to here. Anyway, Um, gift is the overall energy. Behind gift is community. Behind community, message of concern. The next card is courtship. It's in reverse. I don't know why that light is coming through like that. Like there's an angel behind me. It's something all of a sudden. I don't know. I can't explain that. Anyway, the cards that came. Oh, there's a lot more than I realized. A lot more. We got 6 cards here, beginning with thoughts. So here we have a masculine thinking about a feminine very fondly. It looks like, I might add, possibly writing something, doodling something about her too, maybe painting a portrait of her. So somebody could be looking through pictures of you also that may be tied to the Page of Swords, perhaps in love and relationship as well. Somebody like looking at pictures of you, fondly reminiscing, things like that. So we got privileged lady again. Then somebody wants to provide for you, help to elevate you, let me upgrade you, type of energy. Um, Attached with high honor. So even if you've been in a situationship, some sort of secret relationship, people don't know that you're involved, people don't know that you are interested in one another, like they will come to know, right? This is a high honor, this is recognition. So this is like, your name ringing bells, as they say, with you being made the official person or an official person officiating over perhaps a wedding or a divorce or something for you. Something happened where the camera stopped. I don't know when. So I'm just gonna keep going from where I am. I hope you guys get to see everything. Anyway, the next card is Wealthy Man, and this gives me very much King of Pentacles type energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe it's tied to the Virgo full moon, and that could be from where the energy is. This could be the type of person that, again, wants to provide for you, wants to offer you a job, wants to marry you, wants to put you in a place where you are recognized, you are honored, you are, have been upgraded to a privileged lady. You are in their thoughts, and this is going to be a brand new pathway for you, and perhaps why you are feeling very Eight of Cups-ish. And that's what I have for you this week. Hope you have enjoyed it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it, and I'll be back next week looking a lot more normal and human, and probably not with my face on the camera. Namaste. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment.